I went to bed at 11 o'clock last night, which is early for me.
Yeah.
So we have an unopened jar of like kids' melatonin, and last night I was like, let me take one of their melatonins, and it's 2 pills for a 6 to 12-year-old. So I'm like, I could probably take like 8 of them, but I'll just take 2. I went right out.
I was there sitting with the Xbox controller, crying, waiting for my friend to get online, just sitting there by my lonesome with the dogs, staring at the TV. 0 people online.
Sorry, dude.
Well, welcome back to episode 38, Property Pairings. I'm Eric Kinsler.
And I'm Mike Pavone.
How's it going today? We haven't really, we kind of saw each other this morning, but not really.
We were ships in passing today.
Yeah.
We got like a couple under contract today.
We did?
Didn't you? You got one off market.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was because we've been working on that one since November.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot. It's not that I forgot about it, but like normally there's a cadence, right? You write a contract, usually in the space of a couple of days, maybe same day, you'll get that agreement pulled together, and then you move forward through the contract. We wrote this contract back in November, and we've been going back and forth and delays and delays and delays. It's been so long, it's just been kind of in the background, but yeah, we did get one under contract today.
Yeah. So that was good. We have a listing coming on Tuesday. And so I was at that this morning doing photo shoot. That was good.
We kind of tag teamed that one. He was doing the photo shoot and I was doing the paperwork with the client and kind of going through all that. We did bump up the commission on that a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah. There was kind of a talking point there for that. So
it's an estate sale, so but it's a cool house. It's like mid-century modern. You actually have really nice mountain views.
I never saw views out of that house.
There is.
But I was also there was cloudy every single time.
Yeah. No, like today it was gorgeous and you could see the mountains.
The house itself was the original house in this neighborhood, and the father that owned it years and years and years ago owned all of it. And then when he needed money, he'd just sell off some lots.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's the original house in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's large and just like, it's almost like a time capsule.
Mm.
So it's like the kitchen, I think, was updated in the early 90s. So it's got like wallpaper and stuff. But then there's like shag carpet in the bedroom and the fireplace is just awesome. It's that really thin brick.
Oh, yeah.
Never painted, thankfully. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, someone can do something pretty cool with that place.
Yeah, nice lot too. So that was good. And then I'm trying to think what else this morning. It's just been like a busier day. Not that.
I picked up a buyer this morning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, and that one that came through, that's the mom of a past client.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, I don't recognize the name. And then she said, and then further on, she sent me another email. It's like, hey,
yeah,
you helped my son and daughter-in-law buy.
Nice. So 2 buyers.
Well, that's just more of an information, like inquiry. What do you think about this property? I was like, well, it's a big water feature right in the middle of it. So if you want to build something, critical area review is probably going to tell you setback requirements.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's really anything you can do with it. It looks like the neighbor next door owns it. They're just trying to sell off a parcel.
Oh, got it.
So, but yeah, the other one of the other buyers, remember I got those 3 in the one day?
Mm-hmm.
And we got the one, we didn't get the other one because they went with the family recommendation.
Yeah.
But the second or the third one, they signed up this morning. Yeah.
Cool. That's great.
So, yeah, it was a good week in that regard.
I am under contract for an investment property. So
For yourself?
for myself. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So this will be my first rental. I'm overpaying. I already know.
I get to go crash there, right?
I mean, there's already a renter in there, and I've already secured the rent for another year, which is great. But it's got this stream going through it, and on the opposite side, I'm gonna put like a tiny house and have an office right there.
Nice.
So it's really cool, yeah. And you can see the lake from the property, which is really nice. I could walk to it from my house. Super excited. It's over an acre.
Are we doing property pairings from your place when you put the tiny house on it?
Oh yeah, maybe. I have like huge dreams for that entire property, so we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Let's do it by episode 100.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I need to sell some houses so I can buy a tiny house. But it's really cool. I know the sellers really well, so we were able to.
But wasn't there
Work
backstory on
something
it
out.
though? Like you had sold it, I think.
Yeah, almost 3 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, I met the seller, a different seller who wanted to sell it, so got it ready to sell, and then met these buyers at one of my open houses, and then I told them about this one. They came over to that one, they bought it, and then a few months later, I had a waterfront home for sale, which is what they really wanted. So then they bought that one, and I helped them rent this one out. I just wasn't in a position to buy it at that time.
Got it.
And now things seem to be working out. So close at the end of February.
Let's go.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm very excited. So we'll see how it goes.
I mean, you already know the property now for like 3 years, so
Yeah.
I don't think you're making a wrong call on it, and you know the value out there. So
Yeah. It's it's this morning. Got it. It's all signed around.
that was the call I heard you on or whatever when you're okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's premature. We'll celebrate when you actually get the keys.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really good. You're Mr. Dad this week.
Solo, yeah.
Oh.
That part's fun. They're better behaved. Eric hears me talk about this every single time, that they're more compliant. They like understand that dad's kind of doing all the things right now. So like maybe we shouldn't be butt heads all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So like we actually were done getting ready this morning early.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were done
all
by, 15 minutes earlier than we normally are. We still got out 5 minutes late because someone didn't want to put on their shoes or something, but it was a good week though. We'll figure out because I'm supposed to go skiing, take the kids skiing this evening. And that part I'm a little 50-50 on. I haven't been feeling 100%, so I
That
don't
and
know how
then-
we're going to do about that.
So you were looking at the ski stuff, and it's
Well-
El Nino out there.
Yeah, there's not been really any snow up there, and there's like bare ground, and I think in front of some of the chairlifts.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was kind of mentioning earlier is I got an email this morning that says we've moved all the ski classes to this one spot, which is way up the road, and everyone's going to be out of this one spot. And by the way, there may not be parking for you, so get there early. It's like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
Nope. No parking, and it's gonna be twice as many people. And I'm like solo dad.
And
with
I don't feel, like I
3
said, I don't
kids.
feel 100%. I went to bed at 11 o'clock last night, which is early for me.
Yeah.
I mean, Pagliacci's got that new special pizza.
I did take we don't give the kids melatonin except in like if there's like a long trip or something like that and there's an overnight component. So we have an unopened jar of like kids melatonin, and last night I was like, I don't want to take NyQuil or Tylenol PM because I just don't feel right the next day. So I'm like, well, let me take one of their melatonins, and it's 2 pills for a 6 to 12-year-old. So I'm like, I could probably take like 8 of them, but I'll just take 2. I went right out. So I had a solid sleep from 11 till 6.
Nice.
I was there sitting with the Xbox controller, crying, waiting for my friend to get online, just sitting there by my lonesome with the dogs, staring at the TV. 0 people online.
Sorry, dude. Well,
So
we were playing a level 2 nights ago, and I was already not feeling well. I was like, I don't have it in me to do this on Legendary, but also without some kind of like a multiplier or some other effect on. So I turned on one of the effects that says you get unlimited ammo and unlimited grenades. And it's like, I was like, yeah, I gotta be honest, I'm tired. I don't want to go chasing around fighting these enemies and trying to like replenish your weapons and stuff like that and ammo. So I turned it on. It was a lot easier.
It was a lot. I think really he knows I'm not that, I'm not terrible,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't played for 20 years like some of us.
There's some parts we still got held up. But
Yeah.
there was a component that was more enjoyable because if you didn't want to go into a room because there's a bunch of bad guys, you just keep lobbing grenades until you get them all.
Yeah, it's like your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn.
Let's switch them up. Must have thrown 50 grenades in there. Now we're good.
I like a little bit of a tangent. So I got like 425 Business magazine, 40 under 40.
Yeah.
It's like featured in that. Did you see what Kinsey commented?
No.
Okay, so she said like, congratulations, Eric. Sorry, Pony, you're too old to be in the 40 under 40.
What a...
It was like, or you're just, you missed it by a little bit or something like that. But for sure, it was you being too old to be in
Thanks.
40 under 40.
Well, okay, so springboarding off of that, I had a lunch yesterday with someone,
Uh-huh.
and the client's like, I asked him, where have you been, like just catching up. It's been a long time. He's like, I'm still at AT&T. And I'm like, oh, well, how long has that been? He goes, 25 years. I'm like,
Ooh.
I can say like 20 years basically doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel old enough to be able to say, yeah, I've been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah.
I still feel like I'm 22.
Yeah.
I don't look it, but
I know. It's I got my high school 20-year reunion thing, and I'm like, 20 years since high school.
I know, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
cheers to you though.
Yeah, thank you.
I just need a reason to take a sip.
Never need a reason.
Yeah, you can just do it.
I'm gonna have some words with Kenzie though.
I love her.
I've known her, so she is the little sister to one of my best buds when it was high school.
Mm.
So she was a sophomore when we were seniors, and then it was two brothers and a sister. The oldest brother, when we were freshmen, he was a junior. So we're all 2 years apart, and so there was a good chunk of time where she's almost like a little sister.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised
Yeah.
that she made that comment.
Yeah.
But she's 42, so
40 also?
she wouldn't have
Not-
made it
not
under the cut
42.
anyways.
That's why she called you Pony, because
Well, little known fact.
she was around.
She's the one who made that, right?
No, but
Oh.
she's the only one that still calls me that. So,
Mm.
little story. When I was in high school, there was a friend group. In the friend group, one of the guys, he happened to be Italian, or so we thought. I'll get to that part in a second. He was in the friend group before, so he was always called the Italian Stallion.
Mhm.
He was his nickname. So I come along and like, well, I can't be the Italian Stallion because that's already called. So then they came up with Pavoni Pony. So she's the only one that still calls me Pony
Mm.
from way back then. But a little side note. So I come to find out the friend of ours that was called the Italian Stallion. He did the 23andMe thing. He's like 7% Italian.
Sylvester Stallone.
And it's like, I'm 75. Like I should have got that by default.
75%.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, 75%.
Yeah, he's not a vampire.
I love when he tells stories he's already told before.
I
That's
know,
my
I know.
favorite thing.
Jake, I just gave you the
We
look
get-
like
we-
forward. Yeah,
we looked at each
both
other
knew.
and let's
It's old
just,
age, man.
let's just
He's
let it
42.
roll. You
It's
know?
okay, yeah.
For anyone who's joined us after episode 25, it'll be perfect.
Was it episode 25?
I
No,
don't- I don't
no.
know.
It was earlier
that-
on
it was
because it
that-
was when you had the keychain.
It was at least that long ago. It was when you got the My Little Pony keychain. You told us that story.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah.
So
We have
I
another
mean,
drink to that
yeah,
one.
for-
there's maybe 5
Sorry.
new listeners since then. So
Yeah, exactly. More people, more fun.
What else can I come up with that I've already talked about? Anyways.
Where do I start?
Yeah, where do
What story have I heard 5 times that I would love to hear one more
Did I
time?
ever tell you that there's 2 times you rush in life, right before a mistake and right after one? It's been a week.
Has it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always been a week.
you actually haven't
This-
said that in a while.
That's why I said.
Because he's got like even though he doesn't want to admit, it's just like it's another day, it's a new year. Because he doesn't like that momentum, but at the same time, he is more energized, and it's like, is it because of the new year?
It's because we're accountability buddies now.
Yeah, I know, I love that.
Do you?
It does, I do, because it
Okay.
makes me. So we talked about it. We're doing the accountability stuff on Wednesday, and I come up and I'm like, I didn't have any good new buyer conversations. And when you're talking with someone else, and he's like, I had 5 conversations this week, and I'm like, I had 0. I'm trash. Is what you think, right? Like, and so it's next week I can't do that. So I'm like, immediately finding open houses to do this weekend. So I have new buyer conversations. But no, I like that. Oh, I went and so the way I met Mike is through Kimmy. She was one of his team members, and we were friends through our old Windermere office. So I went and hung out with her and Sven last night. Had dinner over there. That was cool. She said to tell you hi.
She's amazing. She's really was fun to work with, and I can never be thankful enough that she introduced me to him. I was glad to get her off the team. No, I'm kidding. But no, she's awesome. She really is.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun getting to catch up. I got to hang out with them for a while, and then tennis was good this week too. I'm back in the lead, which is nice.
He broke strings.
I did. Broke my racket strings.
On your calf, or out of frustration, or
sheer power of hitting the ball.
nice.
Yeah. So it was like the one thing I used to break my strings all the time in high school. And when you break them, you're like, yeah, like you'd be hitting this powerful serve and you'd hear this pop, right? Strings broke. And it was just like, yes. Now it's a $60 affair to replace your strings.
Right.
I didn't think about that in high school because I didn't pay for it. And now I'm like, oh, it's actually not fun at all to break your strings. It felt good in the moment.
There's so much stuff like that where I'm like, oh, playing for this new team, now I need a new color of this, and it's just like, all right, mom and dad,
Yeah.
this is my size. And then you get to a point where you're paying for everything yourself, and that hindsight makes you so much more like
Appreciative
and grateful, but then you're also like, oh wow, do I want to like
Yeah.
what hobbies do I want to have now that I'm paying for it myself?
I know.
It's the adulting part that kind of sucks when you're paying for everything. Because the kids, I'm in that phase now where they're just like, we want to do lacrosse. Cool. Helmets, what do they cost? Sticks, what do they cost? Jerseys. Oh, okay, so we're into this for $500 and we're going to do one season of this. I hope we do more.
Right.
We're already.
You should be like, I'm surprised you're not like, you should ask Uncle Eric if he maybe wants to get you something.
Now I'm going to make a metal
Could you
note of that.
imagine like Ashton or Clark coming up to me and being like, hey, Uncle Eric, we're going to play this. And we were wondering, like, maybe you could get us a stick, whatever they use for lacrosse.
It was
Is it
like-
stick? Or...
It was like, yeah, let's do it. We kind of have an aversion towards like football just because of like some of the concussions and things like that. But as soon as we told them, yeah, you guys can have a helmet and a stick, of course, then they're going to want to hit each other with them.
I mean, that is part of the sport. It's like
That makes me think of like
contact.
the ones that have like the huge marshmallow things on the side, and you
Oh,
just like,
gladiator?
Yeah.
Like when gladiator?
yeah. I always thought that looked fun to try to do.
What's your guys' take when it comes to like kids wanting to try something new? What's your take on like trying to find something used as they're like until they determine if they even like it or not?
We've been fortunate right now that most of the things they've wanted to try, the uptake to get to the point where they can play it has been pretty inexpensive. And then when it gets to those things that might be expensive, then as a parent, you're like, and my brain would go to, do I want to buy a new helmet or like, for example, do I want to get a used one? Well, I don't know what wear and tear the used one has taken.
For something like a helmet, totally. It's like
Yeah.
a safety thing.
So but we did spend a lot of time with them using like actually Julia's old lacrosse sticks because she did lacrosse in high school. They're not quite configured for I guess boys lacrosse. I guess they're slightly different. I don't really know, but like it still got them like the mechanics down and things like that. So we have done a little bit of that.
Well, and you guys do the ski exchange, like as
we do that
they're
too.
learning to ski, like they don't buy new stuff every year because the kids are getting larger and larger.
Right.
So there's
There's this ski swap over in Newport High School.
Oh, nice.
So we'll go there every year and swap things out.
Yeah, stuff like that is so great that people do that because there are those hobbies where it is like, okay, especially for kids, as you're growing, It's like you're naturally gonna grow out of stuff, and then
And they grow so fast. So
they
like we
grow
would go
so
there, and
fast. Yeah,
a lot of the stuff is like, yeah, I mean it's been worn, but a season maybe.
yeah. I mean, from what ages from they're born until probably what
Like,
eight to 10, there's just like every single year you're probably having to size up stuff, and then it starts to maybe slow down depending on the kid.
Well,
But
for context, Blair grew 2 inches from October until January.
wow,
Yeah. And Ashton was an inch, and Clark, he better step it up. He was only half an inch.
what was the shoe size change, if any?
Well, Blair went from a 7 to a 9 in like little kid size.
Hmm.
And she's like, I don't want to wear those. And I'm like, you don't fit. Your toes are like this in the old shoes. And then she's like, oh, I get it. Still couldn't throw out the old shoes though. She wanted to keep them.
She's got an attachment to them.
But like all of the boots and stuff that we've gotten for kids, like you kind of ask like, well, like, is there, maybe everything we've gotten that are shoes that our kids wear, like ski boots or snow boots, I should say, or rain boots, things like that, from Taylor and Hannah.
Oh, nice.
Every single one of them. We've never purchased any.
That's nice.
We have, I've known them for years, friends of ours, their son, he's Taylor, the dad is really tall, and their son is just big feet, has always had big feet. So they get rid of stuff real quick. His stuff has always fit our kids. We've never had to buy boots.
Nice.
It's clutch. So yeah.
Well, we ran a poll on Instagram. And by we, I mean Jenny, our social media gal who takes care of everything. And it's awesome. We meet every Friday morning.
Nice.
So she did a poll that was like, would people buy a fixer? And we got a lot of like feedback for it. So I'm curious what your thoughts are on a fixer, because we got 50% of people would buy a fixer.
I bought a fixer. I bought 2.
Oh yeah.
So I'd say I'm all for it. You have to do a little bit of homework on the fixer. Like, does it make sense? The kind of the cliche of buy like the most unimproved house in a neighborhood, don't buy the nicest one. But with a fixer, if you've done your due diligence on it and it makes sense, there's a lot of upside usually you can wring out of those things. Now, and typically fixer goes with older homes, larger lots, more land, which are all nice to haves too, and that's kind of why we did it. Because if we were going to live in the home and our kids were going to be able to run around and play and do all of that, like having more space is always a plus. Because it gets to be kind of chaos at times, and you want to have a place to kick them out to go burn off some energy. But when it comes to buying a fixer, you also need to have some competency too. So we tend to have clients, we'll kind of gauge, what their tolerance level is on some of this stuff.
Some people will do the full-on, like, yeah, I want to remodel the kitchen, I want to take out walls, they can see that vision. And some people, it's like, I would do paint and appliances and floors, and that's about the max. I don't want dust everywhere.
Right.
And so when a client says, I'm okay with a fixer, what is that? But what does that mean to you?
Right.
Is a big question, and we'll try to gauge it. Is a fixer like some paint and some carpet?
Yeah.
Or is it all the way the other end of the spectrum where you're stripping walls to the studs and moving things and relocating stuff and then putting all new finishes back in? Because a lot of times people have aspirations for I want a fixer, I want to do all these things, but we'll really try hard to gauge, what's your comfortability with that, or do you conceptually understand what that means? And there's, if I want to change the floor over here to something else, well, there's mission creep, because where do you stop the new floor? Well, oh no, we can't. We got to go through the whole house on the main floor to make sure the floors match. Okay. Well, then what about millwork? And then what about paint?
Yeah.
And what about doors? And the list goes on and on.
And the floor is going to be up already. Do we go ahead and replace the pipes? Because it's already pulled up and open. So there's a lot of things with fixers, but I like a fixer. I think there's great opportunity in it. Less people, it's kind of like a new car. lots of people want a new car, right? You don't want to have to worry that the transmission's going to go bad, but with a fixer, you get it and you instant equity.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Is there anything that you would draw a line at on a fixer for you?
you know what really scares me? It's the Seattle fixers that have a basement and you can just smell water. And you don't know where it's coming from, but it's it's coming from somewhere and you can't see it. That would be, I don't know where in the foundation it's coming from, but I smell mold in here.
That's kind of that's where you would draw the line.
Yeah. It's whenever there's like a significant water or foundation issue.
Okay.
What about yourself?
I don't know that there's one that I would draw a line on.
Yeah.
Because everything is fixable to some degree or another. I think the one that scares me is oil tanks. Because if you're doing a fixer, you might be upgrading systems, right? So plumbing, electrical, HVAC, whatever, windows, exterior, roof, all those. Typically, you're going to be upgrading probably the heat and the energy source. And I prefer natural gas as a heat source. That's my preference.
Yeah, same.
And so if you're dealing with a house that has got oil, the insurance that was offered by the state is no longer there. So you better make sure that, either you're decommissioning in place and you're not smelling anything on the surface. Do whatever due diligence you can do there, because if there is a problem, the ramifications are, you got to follow that problem until you get rid of it all.
It's an environmental issue. So there's like this huge underground tank in your yard full of oil, and someone comes and fills it up. Like there's a service that will come and fill it up. And that, when they fill it up, that's what heats your property.
And it should correspond. Like last time you were out, we were at 200 gallons. And my meter says that you've burned 100 gallons. But I'm reading that I need to put in 110 gallons. Something's not right. Where did those 10 gallons go? Like that's the kind of stuff that would freak me out.
Into the
There's I think an interesting thing about oil tanks. They're not just in Seattle for like old houses. They're all over the place. There's several on the east side that have been decommissioned that we've had to research on. That was a popular thing to do back in the day.
It's an acceptable form of heat, but just when we talk about like a fixer, that's usually something you're going to be upgrading. Maybe am I moving something like where the furnace is located, and I might as well upgrade. Then at that point, I want to convert to gas. Like that's the one thing that would give me pause.
Yeah, that's fair.
Everything else is kind of fixable in one way, shape, or form. So yeah, I mean, to summarize, would I buy a fixer? Yeah, there's a lot of upside there.
33% of people said they would do it if the discount was right.
Discount on like price?
Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I understand that too. I like the idea of just buying one and hoping for the best. It's more than hoping for the best, but kind of. Yeah. I can always see that.
It's a bit of a gamble, yeah. The discount part is tough because if it's a fixer, that from a pricing perspective, like I'm going to price it according to it being a fixer, but and a lot of times you'll see a tendency to try to price it such that you'll get the value of the upgrades even though you haven't done them.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to factor that in. I guess I can see what they're saying there.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest draws for me with just like maybe like my preferences, obviously a lot of people, you're not maybe buying certain homes thinking like, okay, so I'm going to turn this into my dream home. I'm going to be here forever. But I feel like some of the draw for me would just be like the customization aspect of it, of like, okay, I have a really cool idea for this kitchen, but then I know that sometimes you're fixing it up for the best resale. It's like a combination of like my preferences and thinking 5-10 years in advance of like resale value of like, okay, I don't want to pigeonhole myself into like so customized to my preferences that it's not appealing to the masses. Would you say that's like if you were advising someone on a fix
yeah, we look at houses all the time that are like so custom to that person, and it's like you look at the outside and it's a normal Rambler and you go in and it's like this Grecian setup, and it's like, whoa, holy cow, what is going on in here? There's like pillars and grapes and like all kinds of stuff, and they've just gone so custom because that's what they wanted and that's what they enjoyed, which is great. But when it comes to resale, I like sometimes my husband wants to put up wallpaper, and I'm like, no. That's a waste of money. We're gonna have to rip that down if we sell.
You make a good point though. It's like, and this is something we do talk about with clients quite a bit, is like, what's the game plan? Because if you think you're going to be here, now life changes and things happen. Like you can't always predict everything. But if you think you're going to be in a home for an extended period of time, like we also encourage, we will say like, hey, you know, take the opportunity to make the home what you want.
Yeah.
If there's any inclination, you're going to be here for a shorter period of time, like, and they want to do something maybe aggressive, like knock the wall out between two closets so that, and then wall up on one side so that their bedroom just gets a really big walk-in, like keep it so that it's convertible so that we can put it back when we want to sell.
Right.
You know, making choices when it comes to upgrades.
Yeah, I've heard that before when there's like a 3-bedroom and the bedroom's a little smaller, and they're like, well, we could knock this out and this could be one big. And I'm like, then we have a 2-bedroom. So we need to make sure that we still have an opportunity to put that back as a 3-bedroom when we go to sell. So
we have the client up in Bothell that we did that sale last year, and it was a fixer, and we got it at a discount, and it's a great home, and he's been remodeling it. And that's one of the conversations we had about a closet was like, two things I kind of hit on. One, get the laundry facilities upstairs. We can do that. We figured it out. And two, if you're going to take the wall out in this closet and that bedroom no longer has a closet, like let's keep it so that it's convertible so we can put it back.
Yeah.
Because I need to be, when we do sell, which we will eventually at some point, it's like, we need to have that 4th bedroom.
Yeah. Well, like that's your house.
Yeah.
You bought it as a 3-bedroom.
And I put the wall
But
back.
it was a 4-bedroom, and so they had to sell it as a 3-bedroom. He put the wall back, and it's perfect size kid bedroom. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, they had a really big bathtub. They wanted some monster bathtub. The kids loved it. It's like a pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, but the shower, because you know we're shower people primarily, is like smaller than an airplane bathroom. Like it was tiny.
Yeah.
But the bathroom itself was large. Like his wife had this whole separate area in the bathroom where her like home office was set up because they didn't have that extra
it was a
bedroom.
It was a bedroom.
Yeah. It had like its own window. It was like an office in the bathroom in the bedroom.
Funny a side story on that. She was doing it was just still kind of work from home at the time. And she had they had some team building thing where it was like, who can get a roll of toilet paper the fastest? That was what the challenge was for the team. And she just reaches over and pulls one onto the team meeting thing. And no one knew where she was working because it was the way she had the cameras angled. But one of the friends on the call, it's like, that's not fair. Julia's office is in a bathroom already.
That's funny.
But yes.
Yeah, you made a comment of like, we're shower people. Side note, bath or shower, totally different to me. Like,
oh, totally.
Like, I'm not in a bath to get myself clean. I'm in a bath after I'm already clean.
Yeah,
I feel like it's like two different things. Like as an adult versus maybe as a kid, it's different.
But for some context, we have clients that are bath people through and through. That is all they do, and we've had as an adult, and we've had to find a house that has a nice soaking tub or potential for one, and they've put the TV up in the bathroom so that they can watch TV from the tub, and that's the thing. That is their ritual every day, is to take a bath. But like,
well, we had a really cool client too that we sold their house out in Finn Hill a few years ago. And when they redid their bathroom, they specifically put the tub in a place where they could see the moon and the stars every night. Like it was designed around the tub. It was a really nice house. They're pretty cool people. We like them a lot.
Well, we've had another one up in Finn Hill down the street from me where they put the TV up in there. I was like, I would do the TV, but I'm still gonna see. I'm more of a shower after the tub, because usually I'll do the bath. Like if it's been a tough day out on the pickleball court and I need a rest, I'll do the bath, and then I'll take a proper shower.
I haven't taken a bath.
But then you're just sitting in your own dirty water.
That's why you shower after the fact.
Oh.
No, see,
Oh,
I would think the opposite.
Can we have that be our next poll? Would that be an appropriate poll?
No. Yeah.
Shower
we could ask-
before,
yeah.
shower
Yeah.
after.
Anyway, that's
Yeah,
enough of
that's-
that. Don't spend too much time, but I was gonna ask as far as fixer-uppers go and improvement. Hardwood floor versus carpet. What are your thoughts?
What, yeah, why don't you
My
take
brother
that one?
fixed up their house when they bought it in 2020. Hardwood floor all downstairs,
Yep.
and like looks great. Now, you know,
Kid-
5-6 years later, after
life
you
wear
got
and tear.
toddlers running around with trucks and toys, dogs, nails, you know, I'm like, what do you like? How is this?
So
I don't know when the sale time comes. Right? Is there a way to like refurbish that hardwood
Yeah.
floor? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you it was actual hardwoods though,
Pretty yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I
not
think
not like laminate.
like a vinyl or
Yeah.
something?
we're gonna end up redoing our main floor, and we do have like hardwood floors.
Yeah, but you have oak.
As much as I love the oak, I do think that I would change to an engineered hardwood. It'll
Engineered
last.
hardwood, or would you go vinyl, like a luxury vinyl?
Maybe luxury vinyl plank. Yeah, one of those. But they're all really nice, and you can't tell, and they like stand up to time. So I would think hardwoods are probably out for me, because it's, even though you can refinish them, the vinyl plank or the engineered hardwoods, those are still very hardy.
To your, if I were to answer the question, which I will, it's kind of price commensurate. Like if you're in a house where it's a 2 million or a 3 million or 4 million or more house, hardwood is expectation. But even in a lot of the newest construction that is also hitting those price points, they'll put in luxury vinyl plank.
Mhm.
It is way more bulletproof than anything else you're going to put in there. And I probably would do that too.
Yeah.
I would have done that upon reflection. I maybe would have done that in the other house, the
Yeah.
other Kirkland house. When we do the remodel in our house, I'm probably going to go in with hardwoods, conventional hardwoods, because the house with the lots, like from a resale perspective, I would do that. But to what your brother's running into, that's the problem we're having on the other house. Is I put in these beautiful floors, they're thrashed, and I can refinish it, but it almost costs as much to refinish as to just put in luxury vinyl plank or something to begin with.
Hot key question of the day is Zillow estimates. Are
Mhm.
they hurtful or helpful
To us or to the client?
to the client?
They're better than they used to be. There was a period of time where they could be plus or minus 20%. And they've refined their algorithm. So I would say overall, they're probably helpful.
Okay.
To us, they're helpful, but it's a challenge because the first price that's getting to the client is usually what's their Zestimates say. And then we face the hurdle of navigating some preconception now that they already have. Zillow told me it's this. Okay. Here's why Zillow might be wrong. I'm not saying it's grossly off, but it's off by this, and here's why. And then you're fighting an uphill battle because you get their kind of, they see a number and they're like, that's the number I want. So it's kind of hurtful to us. It's probably actually helpful to the client because it's a lot better than it used to be.
Yeah. I think it's very hit or miss.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, there's like, it doesn't know how to distinguish waterfront property. So someone will see a waterfront property and it'll be using comps from a neighborhood down the way that's not waterfront, and it's like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why
So
is it using that?
Let's acknowledge that. It does really well when there's areas, that's a good point. It does really well in areas where there's tract housing or neighborhoods that are, multiple hundreds of units. Finn Hill,
Yeah.
East Side, Kirkland, whatever. But if you get out towards like Ames Lake,
Mhm.
or if you're waterfront, those are more unique properties. Or like Ames Lake, it's both unique and there's not a lot of density, so you don't get the churn of data points. I could see that.
When I had a client buying a property on Lake Alice, they were looking at the Zestimate, and they're like, the price that the listing agent has versus the price that we're seeing on Zillow, it's $500,000 difference. And so I'm like looking at Zillow. Well, Lake Alice is right on the edge of Snoqualmie Ridge, which is just a huge development, right? And this is not like that. There's no way to access Snoqualmie Ridge. It's this
Just
lakefront community. It's smaller. It's beautiful, but it's pulling comps from there, which are two completely different areas.
Right.
And so it was like, okay, well, these are the comps it's using. Here are the actual comps where this is supporting the price that they're listed at. So it's on those things, Zillow is not always accurate. I think it's like a decent place to look to like kind of guess, but if you want something accurate, you're either gonna, if you want it super accurate, you're gonna hire an appraiser. If you want it like what market value is,
That's where you
you're
talk
gonna
to
talk
us.
to us. Yeah.
I guess that, yeah, I mean, Zillow being kind of a sledgehammer in some regards,
Mhm.
and you take it with a grain of salt.
Right.
But I do find it tends to be more accurate when you get into areas where there's lots of consistency versus others.
The more you know about Zillow. It'd
Can
be
you
really
do-
cool
can you-
if
can
you
you
could
do the little-
more you know.
To do the little star, do you know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jake's like, definitely. It'll take me an hour to do
I'm gonna have to
that.
go find that one.
Mike's paying the next bill, so if it takes you 2 hours, that's fine.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us here on episode 38 of Property Pairings. I'm Mike Pavone, and that's
Eric,
remember to click like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
cheers.